is Frank Block. I was born in Orange, California back in 1954. I'm 63 years old this May. I've worked pretty much all my life. I had a work injury accident, and the company I was working for did not pay my taxes, my workman's comp, or anything, and laid us all off 6 weeks after I had this accident. I ignored the accident for, it must have been 10 months because, well, 3 months at least, because the time I got to see a doctor, I'd already had these clots for 10 and a half months, and I could have died at any given time during that.
What was your occupation?
I was a construction worker doing what I'm called a rough plumber. I'm the one that comes in and puts in all the gas, water, and sewer lines in a house that's being built. Up all the way through the walls and everything, up to, before they put in the bathtubs and the showers and whatnot. But I do all that piping.
You are a handyman, huh?
Pardon me?
You are a handyman.
Yeah, I'm a handyman. And I like working, and I just had an accident that I thought I just sprained my wrist. But come to find out, I'm ready to lose it.
When did it happen?
This happened 3 years ago. 3.5 years ago now. And what happened is that I was running a machine called a hole hog, which cuts big holes in wood beams, and it caught a nail in that wood beam that wasn't supposed to be there. And all the torque of that thing is the hardest torquing drill there is, pinned me to the ceiling. And then when I let go of the trigger, it dropped me, and I'm so happy to land on the ladder that I forgot about my hand, that I just smashed my arm. And it hurt, but I kept working for another 6 weeks before they laid us all off. And that's when I found out I had no insurance. I didn't go to the doctor because I thought it was going to get better. It'll get better. I got to keep working. And 10 months later, I realized I got a problem, a real problem. I went to emergency, and they rushed me from an MRI to the surgery room right away and did angioplasty on me. And those 8.5, 10 months of poison in my arm ended up at my extremities, and I ended up losing half my thumb and my index finger. It could have been a lot worse, but I had good doctors that saved that part. Now, since then, I've had 7 different procedures, more angioplasties, because the veins would collapse. The veins collapsed and they wouldn't work. We do it again and balloon them out. They didn't work. We've now, in the last year, well, this is bruising up as we speak. This one right here has bruised up while we speak. And that's probably normal, but I don't know.
It will go away, or?
Yeah, I had a drain put in here.
Good.
But
you have pain?
Oh yeah, my pain goes from 5 to 10 all the time. And I've been living with it for the whole time, the whole 2 years. So anyway, I had a 24-inch cut out of my leg.
That's a big cut. When did you get that injured?
And it goes all the way to my crotch, and it goes all the way here. It's healed up pretty good. And they marked it again like they were going to take another vein, but there isn't another one.
The injury happened when you...
And they put that in my arm. They shoved it from here down my arm.
Oh, sounds
and
like a very
hooked it to my
surgery.
hand, so that blood was getting to my hand, to the ulnar and brachial arteries. I think all this moving around is starting to make me bleed interior, so I did lay it down and rest it.
Okay.
It's yeah. So now I've also in that time had what is called an aortic dissection off your heart. It goes to the main artery and it pops or bubbles off, being just slight cut, and you bleed internally. Most people do not catch it. It's your 85% fatality rate, and I just happened to hear something, and wanted my blood pressure checked, and the doctor at the hospital said, "I got to get you out of here because we can't treat you. You're dying." And he was turning white.
That bad?
That was that bad. I ended
Yeah.
up in a coma at USC Medical Center for 8 days, and they stabilized my heart, but they didn't do anything to repair anything because it most likely stopped and repaired itself, somewhat. Later on, after the second angioplasty on my arm, they did an angioplasty where they put a stent in to reinforce the aorta. So now,
You survived.
I'm the cat. They've been calling me the cat because I'm alive, and I'm alive for a reason, and I believe God
you
has.
are a miracle, yeah.
Yeah, God has a reason for me to be alive all
Yes.
this time. And I've been helping everybody out there, down there, as best I can, put them with the resources that I can. I work well with the veterans. If there's a veteran down there, I got him out of there as
So
quickly as
what
possible.
happened recently?
I became bankrupt, and then my brother, while I was in that coma, my brother signed off for us to vacate a house that we were living in. And when I got out, I had to move and store a 3-bedroom house that I'd been living in for about 4 years.
I'm sorry, you were living with...
My brother, my younger brother,
Uh-huh.
and he had signed off while I was in the hospital in a coma for us to vacate the house at a certain date. 3 days after I got out of the hospital, and I had to move it out myself. I didn't even have any help, and I was supposed to be sedentary for the next 6 months, and it couldn't be done. I did it. I did have a little bit of help. Got it done, but then I'm homeless. Now I'm homeless. My money's running out fast, and where do I go? And I chose the Santa Ana Riverbed.
So you can say because of your work injury situation and all the cost of the medical
Yes.
caused you to be homeless?
Yes, that's what I'm going with, because that's what had happened. And no job, and I couldn't get a job, and I was injured, and I tried all the benefit places, and it took me a year and a half before I got supplemental income from Social Security. But so they give me a check for about $750 a month, but that's not enough to rent a place or anything. It helps to stay alive and get some of the things I need, like heaters and gas for the heater and generator. And I got a pretty good little camping setup, and I'm sure the county could find us a piece of land that they could put a section off. This is your 20 by 20 section or bigger, even bigger, and people would be able to live in their own little community. We have a community down there on the riverbed. We know each other. We interact, and if something's wrong, we fix it. We police it. We keep it clean when we can. I've worked with the county to pick up the trash, but when we do a lawsuit against them, they quit picking it up. Because they're mad at us, and I think that's been corrected twice now. And just overall, we're trying to work with people that will help us. And
So what are the things that you guys need urgently?
safe zones. Give us a safe zone. Place where you said, okay, we're not going to bother you here. Get what you need done. Okay. In the hospital, and the county don't care that I'm in the hospital. I have moved 12 times in the time I've been down there, 2 years, and I always stayed near Orange because that's where I was born. But I've had medical issues several times. I've had 7 surgeries since I've been down there, and no matter what money I do get, which is it's not small, but it's enough, not enough to rent a place, pay the bills or anything, and I can't work because my arm's not going to do it. I could lose this arm any day, and I'm trying not to do that. doing everything in my power, and I'm praying. But right now, I have friends that are moving my stuff out of the way for the county to do what they say is maintenance to the Riverside area on the Santa Ana River. And they're just slowly but surely trying to criminalize us all, and it's terrible. It's terrible to watch, to protest against it, to be able to help the others who don't understand what's going on or that aren't totally there, and help them find a spot, another spot. Yet now I gotta find a spot and I'm stuck in a hospital. It's not fun. This is not fun. It's very tiring, and we're not getting support in any way from the county where they could build a safe zone. They're building these shelters, but they're small. 200 people? I have 200 people between Chapman and Orangewood. I got double that. Every transitional housing place has waiting lists of over 850 people on it, and they only have 250 beds. That's not going to solve the situation. We need either more beds or this thing is going to blow up. It looks like to me that there are people in this county that are one check away from being homeless, just like me, and that we need something to buffer that so that they don't end up in total homelessness like I am, or in the hospitals, or they just don't have any place to go because they criminalize us. You're homeless? Oh, you can't live here. Where do we go? What do we do? How do we live? We're trying our best, and we're not trying to bother anybody by going into the cities and stuff. That's the reason we went to the Santa Ana Riverbed. It had enough flat land, well, semi-flat, to put up little camps, and we self-supported ourselves. Nobody brought us bathrooms. Nobody brought us water. Not the officials, but the good people out in the world did, and we really do appreciate all the help that they've done for us. Not so much that they brought stuff, but that they cared about us, and that really is a big issue, a big thing. Caring about somebody else you don't know that's in dire need of something, whatever it is. And our county is rich enough to take all of us. They could take all of us and house us somewhere. They got buildings that are 250,000 square feet. All they need is a little fixing up with like bathrooms and running water. Other than that, we can camp inside on those flat concrete floors. It would be fine with us. We got our own heat, we got our own cooling, we cook for ourselves. It could be done. Do it. We hope that you're smart enough to know, start making actions. You have a 10-year plan that's 4 years old, and you haven't done nothing. And that's sad. You got one shelter coming up, and it's already obsolete because it's too small. Too small. I bet there's probably 8,000 homeless people in Orange County. 8,000. 4,000 of them live in cars, and nobody knows it. The other 4,000 are on the rivers. Then South County's got a problem. North County's got a problem. We need help. We need a helping hand. We're looking for a handout. We need a helping hand. Please help us, county. I appreciate talking to some. I've talked to judges, the judge, to supervisors, to councilmen that come down there just to take a look. They dress in their casual clothes, but I know who they are. I know who they are, and I in the end of the interview with talking with them, I call them by their real name, Councilman so-and-so, or so-and-so. And they go, how did you know that? I said, listen, I am a political activist. I know my councilmen, I know my supervisors, I know who's running the show that could help and should help. And I talk to them like I should, asking that they may find a way to transition these people back into a beneficial way of living. It is so sad, and this is a national problem, and it's going international. So you better watch what you do, because they're watching. And that's pretty much what I got to say right now. I'm kind of tired. When I get out of here, I have to move a bunch of stuff quickly, and I'm not fit to do it. I'm hoping my friends are going to help me do it. And they give us a 24-hour notice, and I'm stuck here for at least 2 more days. I'm hoping somebody who knows the county workers, and the county workers know me because I was one of the first at Orangewood 2.5 years ago, 3 years ago, and I cleaned the riverbed for them and packaged it up in trash bags and put it near the side. But it started exploding, the population of homeless, and we tried to regulate who could be there. Pretty soon it became so hard to deny anybody because they're all were in trouble. Everybody was in trouble somehow. Not legally, just financially. Jobs weren't there, housing wasn't there. It's sad, it's very sad. I hope we find an answer to all these problems. It's not going to be easy, but I think if we all sat down together and went over it, there's a lot that can be done. And maybe not in some of the traditional ways that they're doing it now, but I know they got the land, I know they got the resources to bring in the drinking water or whatever, because we're pretty much self-sustained on when the campers are. Orange County is one of the richest counties in the whole United States, and they can show by example of taking care of people who are less advantaged than the most. There's plenty of money in this county. There's plenty of support from people who do want to participate in helping put this back online, and just to move the homeless around the way they do, it's terrible. The stereotype homeless person is not what the county says it is, what the papers say it is. If you went down and talked in a homeless camp, walk down the line, you'll find that there are people that are educated, that have jobs even, but they can't afford to live in this county. There's supposed to be affordable housing. Every time there's a development, it never happens. The developers end up paying the fines, the $1 million fines, but that doesn't go towards helping the affordable housing situation. Now there's other issues, but right now I'm not in a good situation to really remember everything I would love to say in this documentary, so I'm going to give it a break, and when you come back, I will have a more stable mind of what I need to say. But right now, this county's got to take the steps. It's us. The world's looking at us too. This is international now. They're looking at us to what we do to our disadvantaged people in our society, in our county. Come on, Orange County, we can do better. And we're not trying to make it look like we're invading the county. I've lived here all my life. This is where I live. This is my home. I want to stay here. I want to, live and die here. But I don't want to die on that riverbed. I've been on every list for transitional housing and number 1, do all the homework and stuff. Yet I can't get a house yet because there's others in worse situations. I don't know how, but here I am. That's about what I got to say tonight. And I will talk to you again.